Okay, so we're going to get started. My name is Andrea Salzberger. I'm a digital services librarian here at Richmond Public Library. Welcome to this installment of Social Media Basics. Today we're going to be looking at the Houseparty and Bunch apps. These are both video conferencing apps that have games built in that you can play with your loved ones while you are video chatting with them. Before we begin, RPL is going to be recording this session and uploading it to our YouTube channel. So if anyone has any issues with that, you can let us know. You do have my email if you want to send me an email. And so we're using Zoom for our live programs. I think that your mic should be on. If it's not, then you can just go to the bottom bar. Tap on the mic icon and that should turn your mic on. We can do that for the Q&A session at the end of the presentation. To open the chat, if you want to just ask a question quickly, you can just click on the chat bubble icon. And then keep in mind that Zoom is an online resource. We will not be putting any links in the chat, so if something comes up unsolicited, please don't click on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to screen share a presentation and talk through it. And then at the end, I can answer any questions about it. Just one sec. Okay. So to get started, we're going to look at the Houseparty app. So Houseparty is available for download from both the App Store and Google Play. It's also a Google Chrome extension, so it can be used on a desktop. The extension, however, does not allow you to play the games that are available on the app, and it can read your browsing history, so I wouldn't recommend using that. I have one more person that I'm going to admit. Hi, so we're just getting started right now, Shirley. So just to recap what we talked about previously, we are going to be recording this and putting it on our YouTube channel. So if you have any problems with that, just send me an email. And when we get to the Q&A, I don't know if your mic is on mute, but when we get to the Q&A, if you have any questions, you can just tap on the mic icon at the bottom and that'll turn your audio on. So we're just looking at the Houseparty app right now. So that's available for download at the App Store and Google Play. The extension is also available on Google Chrome, but it doesn't allow you to play the games that are available through the app. All right, so to set up an account, you're just going to be asked for your name, email address, and a username. Once you've entered this, you'll also be asked for your cell phone number. This is just to get a confirmation code that you'll just put into your account. And then if you do have a Snapchat account, you can sync your contacts and your Facebook friends if you do have a Facebook account. If one of your friends already has Houseparty, you'll have the option to add them as a friend. This works similarly to Facebook, where they do have to approve your request before you can have them as a friend. If your friend doesn't have Houseparty and you do have their contact information, you can also send them an invite for it. You can then choose to set up a profile picture. This isn't necessary if you either have your friends already on it or your friends have your username. And turning off notifications, we'll just get to at the end because by default, Houseparty sends a notification every time you open it to your friends. So you do need to turn that off if you don't want to send that out every time that you open it. All right, so we just have one more participant joining us. Hi, so we're just getting started. You just missed a little bit of the intro stuff, but we will be uploading this to our YouTube channel, so you will be able to see it at a later time. So once you have your account and have added your friends, you're ready to start your first house party. You can have up to 8 people in a house party at one time. So this is just the layout of the app. So we're just going to quickly look at when you swipe up to start. This is what's going to open up. So we have the wave icon. So that's just going to let, if you click on that with a specific friend, that's going to let that friend know that you're available to chat. And then they can start a house party if they are available. This is just if you haven't planned something out, but you still want to talk to someone, you can just see who's available at any given time. Starting a call, again, you would just swipe up on your screen, and then you would just click this green phone icon. That's going to call your friends. And then we also have a face mail right here. So this is just kind of like a video message that you can send to friends. It'll play when they open it. And then we also have a note. So that would be like a text message that they could see. So you can see through there, and you can also send them. And then super important, once you've started your house party room, so that just means that you can have your 8 people in there. It is really important that you do lock your room, just because people can join your room if they are friends with one of your friends, or one of your friends could join as well. They do need permission if you lock the room to join, but this is just to prevent someone that you may not know from joining your chat. Yeah, the default settings of Houseparty is that your room is unlocked, so you do need to adjust this once everyone that you want to chat with is in your room. So just a couple more layout options for you. So the mute mic, if you need to talk to someone in whatever room you're in real life and not the virtual world, just tap on the mic button. It's just a polite thing to do in a video chat. And if you need to step away for anything, you can also turn off your mic there. The other thing you can do with the 3 dots is if you need to step away, you can disable your camera. Again, this isn't necessary, but if you need to step away, then it's just a polite thing to do. You can also share a screen using the more button and then just up at the top. And you can also record a face mail with the more as well. Switch camera, so this will just be on your phone or your tablet. You can switch from a front facing to your regular camera. So if you want to show someone something in your room, you can just switch your camera. And then the plus sign up here is how you're going to start a house party. So you can either swipe up when you open the app, or you can click on this plus button. And when you click on the plus button, you're just going to get this page here. So you'll either have an option to search for new friends that you haven't chatted with before, adding them. And then the friends that you've chatted with most recently will just appear on your friends list, and it'll just be in descending order from your last communication or interaction with them. And then the friends icon at the top, so this is a little bit confusing, but the friends icon is also how you get to the settings. So you'll click on friends, it'll open up this page, and then the little setting icon on the left side of friends is how you get to settings. So this page will open up your add friends and your manage notifications. So this is where you would go to turn those off if that's what you want to do. And then when you go into settings, it's just going to have your basic edit, the permissions that you've given the app. So you do need to allow it to access your camera and your mic. So it'll show the permissions that you've given there. You can go into private mode. You can also choose to save your face mails. So it'll just download them to your phone. And then, so this is the permissions page. So this would be connecting your contacts. So this will just be the phone contacts or your tablet contacts that are saved onto your device. You can choose to connect your Facebook. So then you would be able to add your Facebook friends. Camera and mic, again, this is how you're going to be communicating. Notifications, that's again allowing it to send that information and for you to receive it. And then you'll see that I have enable location turned off. So the app can track you. You do need to give it permission to that. It won't do it automatically, but it just allows your friends to see who's closest to them to start a chat. So it's not like a necessary thing to give it, and I would actually recommend that you don't, just you don't want a huge amount of apps tracking you at any given time. So this is the other add friends. As you can see, there's a lot of options for different ways to add people. So you can do name from your contacts, from your Facebook, from if someone's nearby, you can add them. You can add from your Snapchat, and then you can also copy your profile link and send that to someone. So this is just the more options again. We kind of went over that. So it's the share screen. If you want to show someone a website or something like that, or like a funny thing that you found, you can share your screen to show them. The record face mail and the disable camera. So the main draw of Houseparty is that you can actually play games on it. You don't need to connect anything separately. They do have some free games, but keep in mind that expansions to those games and some of the other games as well, you do have to pay for them. So just make sure that you're clicking on things that are free before you start them. So the first thing we're going to look at is this is the games menu. So when you tap on the dice, this is what it's going to pull up. So the first game we're going to look at is Heads Up. So this is pretty much like charades, something like that. So one member of the house party has to guess a word based on the clues that everyone gives them. Once they get the right answer, they will tap on a check mark and they'll go to the next word. You can also skip words that the player won't know. So you would just have to let them know that you don't think they're going to get it for whatever reason. It might just be a topic that they're not familiar with or a person that they're not familiar with. And then the second option is trivia. So you can pick from a topic from 90s to Harry Potter. These are some more options that you can see right here. And you can just test your knowledge against your friends. You can still chat as you're playing the trivia. And there are a lot of categories. I believe every category has a different amount of questions that you can answer. And it's just the person with the most right at the end is the winner of the game. But keep in mind that the farther you scroll down, the more likely it is you're going to find a paid deck. So just double check before you play anything. And then the next game we're going to look at is Chips and Guac. So you do need at least 3 players to play this one. But if you ever played Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity, this game is going to be really familiar. One player is the judge each round and is given a card with a word or an image. And then the other players are given a set, I believe, of 6 cards. And they choose whatever they think matches best. It could be what's funniest. It could be the best match to whatever the word or image is. And then the judge will pick what they like the best. And then the first player with 4 avocados is the winner. And then the last game that they have available for free is Quick Draw. So this is like Pictionary. One player is going to have a word or a phrase that they're going to draw. And they're going to give the best representation that they can. You have multiple colors that you can choose from if that helps. But you do have a time limit. And then every other player in the game can see the category that the word is in and how many letters are in the word to help them guess. And yeah, you are given a set amount of time. Again, you can skip if you don't know the word or you don't think the people that you're playing with are going to get it. And then once you're done your call, you're just going to hit the key down at the bottom and we'll have you leave the room. Just make sure when you're playing a game that you don't hit that though, because it is a little bit confusing with the design of the games. There is an X at the top. And if you hit the X at the bottom, then that will remove you from the room rather than just quitting the game. And so next we're going to look at Bunch, which is fairly similar. There's a couple differences with it. But if you do like Houseparty and want to try something similar, this is definitely an option. For this one, friends and family can video chat while playing mobile games like Trivia Superhighway, Pool, or Mars Dash. And these are all Bunch games, but it can also connect to other mobile games that you might have on your phone. So again, this is a mobile-only app. It's available for both iOS and Android devices. So get started, you're just going to download the app. To set up your account, you can use your Apple ID, your Snapchat account, or choose to set up your own account with your own information. I think you can also use Facebook. Just connecting to another account means you don't have to enter as much information when you're setting up your account. But if you don't want to give permissions, that's fine too. So I chose to import my information from my Snapchat account. So it also got my avatar from Snapchat. So you'll enter your username, your first name, and your last name. The username is what people will use to search you. And you can also search for your friends here after you've entered all this information. And you can either allow Bunch to access your contacts. Again, this isn't necessary for you to do. Or you can manually search for your friends. And then Bunch is going to ask for permission to access your mic and your camera. And you will have to allow these to use the Snapchat video chat feature. And then using your account icon, yes, this is just your searching for friends page, enabling your mic and camera. And then you're just going to hit your account icon, which is just the silhouette of a person at the top left. Using this, you can access your settings, update your info, and search for friends. There's also a search bar at the top if you want to search that way. So Bunch has a couple games that are built into the app. So Mars Dash it's just a race across Mars. You can play with the people that you're chatting with. Pool is a virtual pool game. You can play up to 8 people with that. Trivia Highway, it's like the trivia from Houseparty. Bunch also offers supports for the Trivia HQ app. So it's up to the players which one they want to use, which would just be a preference for the setup, I think. Flappy Lives, if you've ever heard of or played Flappy Bird, this is a competitive version. So you can play with your friends. You would tap the screen to make your bird go up, and you just want to avoid the pipes. And the person that gets the farthest wins. And then the last game is Draw, which is like Quick Draw and Houseparty. It's like Pictionary. Draw the word that's given and let the other players guess what it is. Then this is just going to be your profile page. This is how you access your settings and contact the developers. And this is just going to be your settings page. The settings are pretty minimal. It's mostly just notification settings. So Bunch is also compatible with a number of other mobile games, including Minecraft and Roblox. One issue with this app is that it doesn't tell you what it's compatible with. So you either need to contact the developers and ask, or just kind of trial and error, see what works. But this can be understandably kind of confusing and frustrating to figure out what works with the app. And if you choose to sign up with Facebook, you do get a welcome email with that information. But if you don't want to connect to your accounts, or you don't have a Facebook account, then you don't have that benefit. Yeah, but you can email the developers to either ask, or you can suggest games that aren't available. So that's the end of the presentation. Does anyone have any questions? So no one has any questions? Okay, that's the end of social media basics for this week. Thanks for joining us. If you want to join us next week as well, we're going to be looking at Netflix Party, Scener, and Cast, which are all video conferencing apps that allow you to also watch videos with your friends and family. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.